Jon Jones here, ladies and gentlemen. Jon Jones. I'm sure everybody's heard that I've retired from the UFC. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting the JJ Super Fights, ladies and gentlemen. I agreed to fight. Listen to me. I agreed to fight Tom Aspinall after I fought Francis Ngannou, ladies and gentlemen. So right now, the plans are, I, myself, Jon Jones, I'm starting my own fight league. It's called JJ Super Fights, ladies and gentlemen. The first fight, February 2026, AT&T Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Dallas, Texas. It'll be the real Super Bowl, the real MMA Super Bowl, not the International Fight Week, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Down goes the Sewer King, ladies and gentlemen. We need to talk about the Liver King, too, ladies and gentlemen. The MMA guru is going around wondering why I, Jon Jones, goes around sniffing the back of guys' heads, ladies and gentlemen. It's none of the MMA guru's business. I've made enough money. I've collected enough heads, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I can sniff anybody's head I want to sniff. Don't worry about me sniffing people's heads there, MMA guru. The MMA guru cost Tom Aspinall millions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. Do not let the MMA guru off the hook, ladies and gentlemen. I, Jon Jones, I was going to fight Tom Aspinall until Tom Aspinall friended the MMA guru. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here from Jon Bones Jones. And everybody stopped ducking me. Do you know how many people have ducked myself, Jon Jones? It's a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen. Does anybody want to come in here and ask Jon Jones some questions? I, Jon Jones, I have a fetish. I love to sniff people's hair, ladies and gentlemen. Remember Tracey Cortez, the Denver, UFC Denver, Tracey Cortez, when she cut her hair and she blew air out and lost a half a pound by just blowing air out, and she cut her hair off and she was crying like a little baby? I bought her hair. I'm Jon Jones, and I bought Tracey Cortez's hair, ladies and gentlemen, when she fought against Rose Namajunas, ladies and gentlemen. I take Tracey Cortez's hair and I raise it up like she did, and I point up to the sky like that for some reason. I mean, she does it. Anyways, and then I take Tracey Cortez's hair. I bought it from Tiki, Ghosn, ladies and gentlemen. One of the worst fighters ever. He was 0-4, ladies and gentlemen. There's only one other fighter worse. He was 0-5. So Tiki Ghosn, he is in need of money, ladies and gentlemen. I bought Tracey Cortez's hair, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you right now, it does not weigh a half a pound. It weighs like 1/12 of a pound, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. The Tracey Cortez UFC Denver, ladies and gentlemen, versus Rose Namajunas. The Tracey Cortez haircut weigh-in, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, MMA Guru, I take Tracey Cortez's hair, I take it, and I sniff it. And I sniff it. Oh, I sniff it. I sniff Tracey Cortez's hair, ladies and gentlemen. I sniff it. I sniff it. That's right. I bought Tracey Cortez's hair from Tiki Ghosn for $50, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Me, Jon Jones, I am the proud owner of the haircut weigh-in hair from Tracey Cortez, ladies and gentlemen. Right here it is. Yep. It's one rat's nest, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good thing Tracey Cortez cut her hair off, because she doesn't know how to maintain her hair, I'm going to tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. But late at night, your goat, Jon Jones, loves to sniff Tracey Cortez's hair. I take it and I just sniff it. I sniff it. I go like this and I sniff it. I just sniff it. She's a shitty fighter anyways. I mean, being managed by Tiki Ghosn, the worst fighter on the planet, you gotta be kidding me, man. Cutting her hair. Still, she cut her hair and she was still a half a pound over. Cut her hair and it didn't change a thing. And then Tiki's in the background. He's like, blow out, Tracey, blow your air out. She blows her air out. And the pressure of the guy from the Denver, well, it's the Colorado Commission. The pressure from that guy, it just got too much. He just faked it, let her go. It's bullshit, is what it is. The Tracey Cortez, UFC Denver, haircut weigh-in, owned by myself, the GOAT, ladies and gentlemen, Jon Jones. That's right, you heard it. That's right. Also another one, I just acquired this one, ladies and gentlemen. Straight from Austin, Texas, ladies and gentlemen. The MMA Guru wonders why I sniff people's hair. Why I sniff the back of people's heads. You wish you could sniff the back of the head of the Liver King, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. It's green in tint. It has a green glow to it, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, the Liver King hair I just acquired from the Austin, Texas County Jail, ladies and gentlemen. It smells of meth, ladies and gentlemen. But it's my new thing. I take it and I sniff the Liver King's hair. I sniff it. I sniff it. I sniff the Liver King's hair, ladies and gentlemen. I take the Liver King's hair and I sniff it. And I sniff it. It even smells green, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I, Jon Jones, just acquired the Liver King's hair from the Austin County Jail, ladies and gentlemen. I sniff the Liver King's hair. Ladies and gentlemen, I sniff it. I sniff it good, ladies and gentlemen. All you hair sniffers out there, don't be ashamed. You're not the only one on the planet. Jon Jones loves to sniff people's hair. Just because I could sniff celebrities' hair, because I got the money, doesn't make me anything more special than you, ladies and gentlemen. Just go sniff the average Joe's hair. I got the Liver King's hair, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it smells like scurvy, ladies and gentlemen. The Sewer King smells like meth. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I love sniffing Oh, I sniffed the Liver King. Yeah, the Liver King smells great. Yeah, it smells like an ass, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I acquired Sean O'Malley's hair, ladies and gentlemen. Sean O'Malley's hair from UFC Miami, ladies and gentlemen. I take Sean O'Malley's hair and I sniff it and I get high, ladies and gentlemen. I sniff it. I'm Jon Jones and I'm sniffing Sean O'Malley's hair, ladies and gentlemen. You know why? Because I can. I own Sean O'Malley's hair, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a hair sniffer, ladies and gentlemen. I sniff it. I sniff it. I sniff it. I can smell Merab all over it, ladies and gentlemen. I smell Merab's crotch all over it, ladies and gentlemen. I, Jon Jones, I can smell Merab Dvalishvilii, hair all over Sean O'Malley's hair, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Yeah, me, Jon Jones, I know I'm a hair sniffer. But also, almost everybody in the UFC that Dana White hires, they're all bald, ladies and gentlemen. Dana White only hires bald people, ladies and gentlemen. So I, Jon Jones, I acquired Jon Anik's scalp, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. You see it right here. Jon Anik's scalp, ladies and gentlemen. I take Jon Anik's scalp, and I sniff it, and I sniff it, and it smells like Toyo Tires, ladies and gentlemen. I sniff Jon Anik's scalp. Yeah. And it smells like Toyo Tires, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, right here, none other than the first scalp that Dana White had, ladies and gentlemen, right here. He's on like his fourth scalp, ladies and gentlemen. I acquired this some time ago. This is Dana White's scalp, ladies and gentlemen. I love sniffing Dana White's scalp. It smells delicious, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, right here, your former UFC champion loves to smell. Right here. This is a 1987 Donald J. Trump scalp of hair, ladies and gentlemen. I have Donald Trump's hair, ladies and gentlemen. You know why? Because I'm Bones Jones, ladies and gentlemen. I take the president's hair and I just sniff it. I sniff it. I love to sniff it. I love to sniff. I, Jon Jones, love to sniff Donald Trump's hair, ladies and gentlemen. I take it and I grab it and I sniff it. I sniff it. I sniff it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got Curtis Blaydes' hair right here. I haven't even gotten it out of the bag yet, ladies and gentlemen. Curtis Blaydes' scalp hair here, right here, ladies and gentlemen. I made a boa. I made a boa out of everybody that ducked Chicken Bones himself, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Let's see if anybody's in here yet. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we got. We got stuff coming across here. I mean, nobody... You guys never show me how to use this thing. What is this thing doing in here? Man, I don't want this. What is this? How do I get rid of this? Like that, I guess. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't gone live yet, ladies and gentlemen.